says the guy who owns more than one. But here's the thing. People never look at the date videos are created, all the hate on that. I ended up being right from the information we had at the time, but it stopped mattering once the troubles happened, because 500... Does anybody remember that the original MSRP of the 3070 was supposed to be $499?
Nope.
I know. So $499 for a 3070 and $699 for a 3080.
That never happened?
That never happened. I mean, it did for, a few lucky people, but it really didn't. So at those prices, the 3080 makes all the sense in the world. With the core count difference and the GDDR6X versus GDDR6, the 3070 was dumb and stupid, and it made no sense. And then the troubles happened.
The kerfluffle.
I say the troubles, and I like the term the troubles. I realize that triggers a few people in Ireland and the UK. It's not intended to. I have deep respect for the challenges you guys went through. That's what they used to call it. What happened then is they called it the troubles.
That's what we used to call it, kerfluffle.
The kerfluffles.
I remember that.
What, Northern Ireland? It has to do with people who are too busy trying to demonstrate how large their Mustang is, and who just can't freaking get along. It's like people. More dancing girls, less shooting.
More parties.
More parties.
Yeah, if we all took them to the drag strip, man, put them in cars, burn some tires, that'd be cheaper.
We take them all skydiving, and the ones who are douche nozzles, we don't give a parachute to. Yes, we do it in the Looney Tunes cartoons where they use the eraser to erase the parachute and give them an anvil. Remember Bugs would wipe out the parachute like Daffy Duck and put it in an anvil? Oh, Marquis said...
He did. Marquis, thank you. He said his son got the Ram 1500 you were talking about on Discord. Ooh, that's nice. Thanks, Marquis.
I don't want one.
You have several chances to buy one, and you're like, I don't like this thing.
I like the idea of it.
That's true.
I like the way it looks.
We've driven several of them now on an idea.
I like the way it sits inside. I like the big screen. I like the big comfortable seat. I like the engine. I like everything about it, except the way it rides, because they ride like crap. Unfortunately, they all kind of suck in that regard. So whatever. 3050.
All right, let's go take a look at the 3050.
8 gigabytes of VRAM on a 3050.
Yep. It is, let's see, 3,072 CUDA cores, or 24 SM units.
8 gigs.
Oh, that's just DDR6, it's not 6X, so that's going to be an entry-level graphics card. That's going to be too much money. The card is expected to offer performance faster than the GTX 1660 Super, but it will be slower than the RTX 2060 12-gig variant. Did that launch yesterday?
Yeah. Sweetie?
On the 7th?
Here's what's stupid about this whole thing. 2018 called and wants its RTX 2070 back. People bitched and moaned back in 2018. You realize it was 2018 that the 20 series launched?
Yeah, I do remember that. Because the bench was over here.
Let me ask everybody, does it feel like it's been a full year, actually a year plus, several months, since the 30 series launched? Does it feel like we're more than 50% through the 30 series life cycle at this point? Somebody in chat asked, where can I get a 3060 Ti for a reasonable price? You're not seriously asking, I assume, because you can't.
No way.
A year ago for $700 or $800 maybe, and then mine with it. So I didn't say that out loud. Somebody says, when does the 4000 series come out? Okay, folks. NVIDIA has launched a new main line of cards every 2 years since the dawn of time.
Enemy vehicle
They've been
destroyed.
doing this, okay, not that long, but in computer years.
They launched last year.
They launched the 30 series last year, which was 2020. They launched the 20 series in 2018. They launched the 10 series in 2016. They launched the 900 series in 2014. They launched the 700 series in 2012.
So by deductive reasoning, 2022. Big brain.
Newsflash, the RTX 5090 will launch in 2024. And the 6090 will launch in 2026. You heard it here first, folks.
The antenna is damaged. We can only talk locally.
But they have been kind of, I mean, it's been predictable for a long time now. We full derped the first half of the 30 series. Well, it's not that they have not had cards available. They have. In fact, GPU shipments are up about 20% over the 20 series launch. They've shipped more 30 series in the first year than they did in the first year of the 20 series in 2018, 2019. Doesn't feel like it, does it? Newsflash. Cryptocurrency money exists. These cards literally print money. Which is why we've been saying for a whole year, if you want to do a card,
Enemy
pay the
armor
price,
is damaged.
mine, offset the cost, enjoy your video card.
Oh, abductor reasoning.
Because
How about just figuring shit out?
Gotcha.
I mean, this is expensive.
You know what's
One of our
interesting about the
gas
4000
tanks ruptured. We're low on
series is
fuel.
that the computers are just getting bigger and more demanding, which means your GPU is going to need to be bigger and more demanding.
RTX 4090 and Raptor 1390X. 24 cores, 32 threads with 64 or maybe 128 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I'm gonna get so much flack for that.
Oh my god.
But that's a forward-thinking build. That's because you have a 4K monitor. That's because you have a 1440p ultra-wide 144 hertz monitor. You want to play Cyberpunk 2078, the sequel coming soon to nowhere.
27.
That's because you want a premium experience. Has there been any budget PC building this year?
Nope.
Enemy vehicle
Every one of you
destroyed.
going, where's all the budget stuff, man? I'm on a budget. I'm on a budget.
There's, I don't reckon there's going to be budget stuff for another. Not until.
Define budget.
Well, when the current stuff now is so
Enemy armor is destroyed.
old, but the newer stuff dwarfs the current stuff, and it'll still be good enough for some people.
I don't think you will see used 37 drop below the original MSRP in 3 years. I think if you go to eBay in 2024, I think 3070s will still be above $500. We'll see whether I'm right. The world shifted, the market's moved, the money that's been printed, the debts that have been obtained. In the past 10 years alone, the United States government has added $14 trillion.
Critical hit.
They're not going to slow down.
The 7% inflation they're claiming is a bunch of malarkey. Have you seen the price of everything? It's insane. I used to think that Tesla Model 3s for 50 or 60 grand were utterly absurd. Oh, it's absurd. You could buy a reasonable car for $25,000. $50,000 for a car is stupid. And 5 years ago they were. But now you can't buy car. I mean, you can, but shoot. I mean, what does $31,000 buy you? It buys you the little Bolt EV that is this size. Have you seen a Bolt EV in life, in real life? I've seen one or two.
Yeah, but they're so tiny that you kind of miss them.
They're smaller than an Escape.
Yeah.
They are
I see a lot of Fits. That's what I see.
The Honda Fit?
Yeah.
You can fit a Honda Fit in your boot.
Yeah, I know. I see a lot of them. Let's see. Johnny, thanks so much, mate. Gold member for 13 months. That's awesome.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate your support.
He wants to know, will an 850 watt be enough for long? Question mark. GPUs are becoming chonker level hungry. Yes, they are.
For a mid-level card, yes. If you want a 4070 and 5070, yes, that will be fine. If you want a 4090,
Well, it's going to need a 16 pin connector anyway, so you're probably going to need a little bit more.
when I replaced my power supply to put a 3090 in, I put a 1200 watt power supply in. Oh, I got
Speaking,
something the other day. Hang on. Something I prepared earlier.
speaking,
Critical hit.
Supply for our new build.
Lamont, thank you. He says even
We're
if you're
done
getting an
for.
RTX
Everyone get
3060 or an RTX 4060, you won't game with ultra settings 2K. Even games like Rocket League are more demanding. Yep. Yep, you're right.
If I want to be able to drop 4090 or 5090 into my upcoming build,
Holy smoke. Yeah, Mr. Karen Heavy.
screw it. Just go right to the top.
I swear to God, we need a. Oh, I'm gonna get muscles. Ow.
Honey?
Yeah, and then I hurt myself.
Da, 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 da.
More dancing girls.
I love you.
I love you too.
This is a 1200 watt 80 plus platinum EVGA. This is the
It's a
new
P3.
P3. It's the very small, easy to install.
Doesn't have 16 pins in
There'll be adapters.
it. There'll be adapters. That's what she said.
I decided that I was going. Let me put it this way. That was the Black Friday deal. That was like $160 or something
Less than 200 bucks.
for a 1200 watt 80 plus platinum. I mean, it was like, okay, sure, yeah, twist my arm. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise, but there is something to be said for putting in a power supply that lets you put anything in your computer you want without having to fuss. True or true?
Very true. All right, what's our next topic?
We have new topics.
I don't know.
Oh, we didn't show this chart earlier.
I told you to, and you said there were no numbers. I heard. Do you want to do this by yourself?
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I will never do it again.
Yes, you will.
What? Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'll definitely do this again. What can I sort of do to make it up to you? And would you please forgive my humanness?
What do you reckon, chat?
Steak dinner.
Oh, look at this numbers, everybody.
Well, there was. Yeah.
The 3090 Ti is going to be on the Samsung 8nm. Okay, they're all on 8nm. 628.4 mil squared die size, 28 billion transistors. Actually,
So here's the 3080 Ti and 3070 because you asked for the number differences. Somebody said, "What's the difference?" And I
Yes.
said, "There's no numbers." So I'm a big fat liar head.
so it looks like the 3080 Ti is on the 628.4 mil squared die versus 395.2. 28 billion transistors versus 17 billion. 10,240 CUDA cores versus 6,144.
These are not small differences.
The TMUs or the ROPs, 320 versus 180. That's like nearly
Tell me what
half.
TMU and ROP stand for, and I'll be impressed.
No idea. Go on then.
Texture memory units and render output processors.
What he said. Come on, let's go back.
I'm sorry. I was just impressing myself.
Okay, good.
Can I have a gold star?
Yes, go.
I feel special now.
There we go. All right, let's see. Tensor, there is 320 versus 184. Wow, that's a difference. But
This is why I had a 3070 in my computer and
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
play Cyberpunk.
It
I want to
was
play Cyberpunk with ray tracing on. This is why when I went from a 3070 to a 3090, it was a night and frickin' day difference. And you don't really need that for 1440p. Yes, you do. If you want ray tracing on, there's only one video card to buy.
Base clock we don't know. Boost clock we don't know. The teraflops we don't know. The ray tracing teraflops we don't know. Oh, it does have R6. It's on a 384-bit memory bus versus 256. Oh, interesting that the memory speed is 19 and it's 21 on that one.
But look at the bandwidth.
912.
This is the memory speed of the raw chips. This is the net total bandwidth.
912 versus 672, Big Merc.
But of course, look at the price. Double.
Woo!
Now, I would also point out that this is why the 3080 Ti, I said earlier, if you have a choice between a $2,000 3080 Ti and a $2,300 3090 and you don't buy the 3090, then you simply just didn't think about it.
It's also 102.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So here's the 3080 Ti and 3090. So basically they're still the same chip. The number of cores is tiny between the two. There's a little bit more TMUs. The ROPs are the same. A little bit more ray tracing, but that's minor.
Base clock is a little different.
This doesn't matter because they both run at 2 gigahertz. I've got both.
Boost clock.
That doesn't mean anything. They both run at 2 gigahertz.
Your teraflops.
NVIDIA cards auto overclock themselves. I have multiple cards. They all run about 2 gigahertz, plus or minus 50 megahertz. All these clock speeds are minimal.
36 teraflops versus 34. 69 versus 67. 285 versus 273.
These are nice. That's not why you do it. This is why
24 gigs of DDR6X versus 12 gigs. Still on 33 to 4-bit. Oh well, 936 versus 916 BIM.
Do you know what you do with 24 gigs of VRAM?
You don't have to discriminate. You don't have to increase this. You can run everything.
You can multitask with your graphics card and have multiple programs or games using it at the same time.
Yep.
You can mine and game, and you don't have any memory conflict issues. And Cyberpunk 2077 with ray tracing on, ultra detail, DLSS to quality mode on a 1440p ultra-wide monitor will use more than 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Not much more, but it does. 4K, it will. Now, if you don't have more than 12 gigs of VRAM, it'll still run because NVIDIA's chips have automatic texture memory compression. They will take the textures put into VRAM by the game, and they will compress them to lower quality to make them fit. If you have an 8 gigabyte card, it will compress the textures to fit. Oh, see, look, I'm using 8 gigs. It runs fine. I don't need more VRAM. Of course not, because it looks like crap. Get more VRAM, and the textures won't be as compressed, and it will physically look better.
Yep.
Now, in fairness, in that particular case, not massively so. So you're going to go out and spend $2,000 on a card that is already using 150 VRAM.
We didn't even scratch
Versus
them.
2300 that has some room to breathe. And slightly higher.
It's overrated.
There's another reason why you'd be completely, ridiculously dumb to buy a 3080 Ti. Assuming this is working at the moment. It isn't always. 2 gold stars for those of you who can tell me what I'm about to pull up.
The 3080 Ti, 530 US a day, and the 3090 is 773 US a day.
So what's that difference? So $2.43 a day. There's nearly $900 a year profitability difference between those cards. So yeah.
We're nearly 2 hours in. Would
Do you
this-
realize that at current profitability, you realize 3090s are still making $2,800 a year right now?
Yeah, that's fine. That's why they're at the price that they are.
To everybody waiting for them to hit MSRP. offense.
Now would be a really good time to thank somebody. Big thank you to Newegg.com for making this live stream possible. Great place to buy your PC parts from when they're available. The link in the video description below actually brings you to the Shell Shocker page, which is this page, which is a great place to start if you're looking for deals.
Xbox gift cards, 10% off. It's a $6 promo code. If you're planning on buying stuff on Xbox, that was basically free money. What else do we have here? We've got a gaming desktop with a Ryzen 5 5600X for $4. That's not a bad deal. Promo code. Of course, we just had Black Friday. Oh my lord. Come on, Newegg. What are you even putting 11,900K? You know what's really frightening
It's
about
an
this?
KF, yeah.
Well, whatever. Look at the price.
I know, $460.
But it's $10 off. Okay, this is a terrible promotion, but hey, look, Newegg, you're the one who stuck these deals on your shelf rack price. Fun fact: the i5 12600K beats an i9 11900K in everything. Single core, multi-core, got a core, and in price, because the i5 12600K is $299 and that is $10 off good. Whatever.
Expensive.
Goodness gracious. Come on, they gotta have a good deal here somewhere. Wow. Okay. I'm doing a terrible.
Today's not the day. Sometimes there is a day, and sometimes there is not a day.
I have $5 for a car. Terrible. Does that look familiar, honey? Actually, that's not a bad price.
$35?
Yeah. I know.
$80?
I know somebody who sells this for more. We won't mention them at the moment. 32 gigs of laptop RAM for $100. That's not bad. Kind of thin today, isn't it? We're not doing a very good promotion job, are we?
Well,
Happy Holiday deals. There's got to be a better deal in here somewhere.
we will find one.
Drones, electric
Oculus
scooters.
Quest. Is it
What
a 3D printer?
the? A phone controller?
Huh. All the things that you find.
Do you reckon that the people at Newegg who have to put these things together are frustrated at not having any?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
They're like, what are we supposed to put here? 3D printers?
Oh, badminton set.
Really?
Linus. He plays badminton. He knows if that's a good deal or not. $25. Look, you get 2 rackets. You get your little birdies.
Limit 99 per customer.
You get a badminton set, and you get a. Hey, Linus, I just figured out what you're getting everyone for Christmas, mate. You're welcome. You can thank me later.
Linus, use our affiliate link in the video description below when you buy them.
He's got 60 employees. Everyone can have one. See? Done. Christmas done.
4 interest-free payments of only $6.24 with Zip.
Oh my gosh, that's.
I love it. Oh god. You know, sometimes you just gotta laugh and have fun, or you'd cry.
Well, where I grew up, right next to the school was a big where we used to have the show, and they had a badminton hall, and so we would always go over and play badminton. So I used to love that. It was a massive badminton hall. That's one thing we used to do for PE, is go and play badminton.
I give you credit. At least you played badminton. I can accept badminton. You told me you played lacrosse.
Oh no, that's too fancy. Lacrosse, polo, all that kind of stuff.
George
That's what
Carlin had a
fancy
reference to lacrosse. Would you like to know what George Carlin called lacrosse? The question is, can I find it and not the video? Because I can find the video clips. Let's see if somebody types it in chat.
Oh, they will. They've listened to us enough. That's a fun. Across.
I don't read that out loud.
Oh dear.
That's why you should not read that out
That's
loud.
why you don't
And I'm not
read
screen
that.
sharing it.
No.
Anytime you're standing in a field with a stick with a net on the end of it, you're engaged in you know. But you know what? The way he says it, somehow he gets away. Of course, he also said it 30
We
years
can
ago.
only talk local. Track it.
This is a deal.
Let's see. A Legion 5, it's a 17.3 inch screen, 144 Hz IPS. It's a Ryzen 7 5800H. It's got an RTX 3060. It's got 16 gigs of DDR4. It's got a 512 gigabyte PCI SSD. Windows 11 for $1350.
Or 4 interest-free payments of $337 with Zip, or $112.50 a month with 0% financing for 12 months on the Newegg credit card. This is a 17.3-inch, 144 Hz IPS display, 8-core, 16-thread Zen 3 processor, a reasonably decent 3060 laptop GPU. Upgrade it with some more RAM or more storage if you want to. It's got it in there. But if you want a computer and you're tired of fussing around with everything else, or you need a laptop, well, that's not a bad deal.
They say post on Discord.
What?
They say post the link on Discord.
No, I'm not gonna post on Discord.
Why?
The George Carlin thing?
No, this. Oh, for God's sake, what the hell are you just talking about?
Yeah, but that's delayed. They want the George Carlin thing. They know how to use Google.
No,
I'm not posting
no.
that.
We'll post this, but not that.
I'm respectful of how that would offend somebody.
In the poll,
But 30 years ago it was hilarious.
52%
Time
of
to roll out.
people reckon 37
Not a thing. 539. Okay, I'm going to say something I've said before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying it until it changes. There's only one video card you should all buy, a 3090. Because of its ability to mine, and because they all mine their cost, why would you buy anything less? For that matter, why didn't you do it 6 months ago? Besides, either you just weren't paying attention, you weren't watching, you weren't in the market,
February.
or you were being stubborn. Why would you buy a 3070 Ti that earns... Why would you buy a... It's right there in history, honey. Sorry. I mean, a 3070 versus a 3090. 3070s can be bought for about... A 3070 Ti can be bought right now for about $1,300. If you go to eBay right now, they're about $1,300. A 3090 will run you about $25, maybe $2,600, $2,700, give or take, depending on the model you get, etc. So it's twice the price.
Funny, huh? 3070 Ti will pay you 377 a day, 3090 will pay you 775 a day.
So let's bring up two calculators. And so 377 times 365 versus 775 times 365. So 1,300 for a 3070 Ti and 2,800 for a
Well,
3090.
that's not what the question was. You said 3070 Ti versus 3090.
No, I don't care. That's all respected. The only reason I don't have 3090s on my kids' computers is because the power supplies aren't strong enough.
Yeah.
Like Junior Deals has a 600 watt, and Princess and Mini both have 750s, and 750s are really pushing it for 3090s. It's possible, but you're pulling everything it's got. It's all really that's kind of the reason. Otherwise, it pays for itself. When's the last time you can buy a top of the line graphics card and get a computer? It's free.
Next.
Jason S. in chat says, tech deals, you're not looking at watt to hash rate ratio, 3090 with energy waste. Make $3 grand a year. Okay. You have to deal with the game as it exists, not as you wish it was. It doesn't change. The whole energy efficiency watt thing only matters if you're building mining rigs with a dozen cards. If you're building 10 rigs of 12 cards each for a 120 card mining rig, then the watt to mining ratio would matter. But I'm not telling any of you to do this. I'm not telling any of you to want to buy 10 cards and build mining rigs. I think we are too far into this GPU cycle and into Ethereum mining, and there's too much of a chance that at some point next year it starts to scale down. I'm suggesting you buy one card to replace your older card, primarily as a gaming card, but the mining offsets. A 3090 currently earns $235. So, whatever you pay for it, $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 for a 3090, $235 of that a month goes away from mining. Do we have 6 months of mining left? Do we have 9 months of mining left? Do we have 12 months of mining left? I don't know. No one knows. They keep pushing Ethereum 2.0 back. Let's say you only ever mine half of that. And let's say you only mine 6 months.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
That would be $1,414. If you paid $2,500 for the card, that means you'd pay $1,100 per 3090. Raise your hand in chat. You know what? I'll do one better. Oh, we have a poll running still. I didn't have a poll. I'll end that and you can answer. I'm going to make a new poll.
25, thank you. He said my looking of the thousand watts, price of the show what this called 1200 watts because the show not on this call. Thank you. He says, have you guys tried using that 3090 with virtual machines? No.
No, I really don't mess with them.
Hyper-V can make a 3090 gaming PC into a 4 gaming PC. Okay. Jolly good. Would you buy an RTX 3090 $1,100? Yes, I'm okay to buy for 6 months. No, I choose to be stubborn. There we go.
You don't have to play the game. You can cross your arms and say, I'm just not buying a GPU till I get one from MSRP. I have received hundreds, if not thousands of comments in the past year. I am fully aware that we've had viewers leave. I'm fully aware that we've had people give up in disgust and say, this is stupid. I'm not paying over MSRP. NVIDIA can pound sand. Scalpers are scum. I am leaving. Okay, fine.
Don't let
Don't.
the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
But if you storm off the field of play in a huff and a puff, the game will go on without you. Picture a soccer game. All the players on the field. If one player gets mad at the ref, this is ridiculous. This is injustice. You're not doing it right. I'm leaving, and you storm off the field. Is everyone going to stop playing soccer because you had a hissy fit?
Nope.
You can do it, but no one else cares. Do you remember earlier in the year, like 9 months ago, we were doing live streams about this, and we had people saying,
Oh, there's people chucking a wobbly all over the place.
I'm waiting for MSRP, crypto's going to crash, prices will drop, mining's doomed, Ethereum 2.0 is coming this December, this is all going to go away, you people are morons for buying expensive cards, I'm going to get myself an MSRP card. Okay? We're all still waiting. Currently, Ethereum 2.0 is scheduled for June of next year. That's 6 months from now.
It got shifted, what, twice this year?
Ethereum 2.0 was first announced in 2016.
Got that too.
This has been pushed back.
Several times now.
I've lost track. Maybe it launches in June. See, that's why I asked the question this way. 6 months. If you pay $2,500 for a 3090 and you mine for 6 months, that'll make your 3090, and you stop mining and never mine again. There's no other coins. There's no altcoins. There's no Raven coin, which you can mine with the 3090. There's no other coins. That's it. You just quit. That means your 3090 will have ended up costing $1,100. If I had a stack of 3090s here to sell for $1,100 each, how much interest do you think I'd have from the audience?
What?
What if I had a stack of 3090s here to sell that somehow magically could not mine? Do you think I'd still sell for $1,100? I think I would. You don't think that there's a lot of people out there who buy 3090 for $1,100 that doesn't mine?
Maybe.
We should ask that follow-up question. I mean, I'm not trying to berate you guys. I'm not trying to beat anybody up, but at some point, you either shift to where the world is, or you can, or you can sit in the corner and you can just, you can be a Hugglepuff, a Hufflepuff. What do you call it? A Higglepuff? A Hufflepuff? Is it a Higglepuff? Would you buy a $1,100 RTX 3090 that could not mine at all? I mean, I realize that it's a bit of a rant and I kind of throw it out there. I know some people don't want to hear it. I guess I could just lie to you and blow smoke up your butt to make you feel better. Do people want to have smoke blown at them? They want to be told?
Maybe.
It doesn't matter whether you like it or dislike it. It doesn't matter whether you hate crypto or love crypto. It isn't staying or leaving based upon your feelings. How many of our viewers have jumped on the crypto train with our promotions? NiceHash, Coinbase, Crypto.com, CakeTFi, and have made money this year?
A lot.
How many people just recently signed up to the Black Friday promotions and said, oh my gosh, I'm already up. Why didn't I do this 6 months ago?
A lot.
I can think of one comedian on our Discord who even said, you know, I put it off and I put it off and I thought maybe one day I didn't really understand it. But you mentioned it enough times, fine, I'll do it. Why didn't I do this sooner? True. We'll let it run for a little bit.
Next sponsor.
Oh, we have more sponsors?
Big thank you to Ewin. Save 30% off your chairs and desks using the discount code deals. Great place to buy your chairs and desks and actually good accessories. The link in the video description below.
I'm waiting for it to load. I didn't have these pages pulled up.
Takes you to
I suck.
this page. They have a 20% off code.
Hold on, I gotta do something special right now.
Okay, go.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Da 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 da.
So, if you're needing a chair, use our code TIPDEALS to get 30% off your chair and have something to you.
How many chairs do they have?
They do. They have the Calling Series, Night Series, Champion Series, Hero Series, and large flash series.
But if only there was an easy way for people to learn about how to fit their chair to them, how to size it to their body, and learn the differences. If only there was some awesome video that some amazing creator had created that contained a wealth of information about all the sizing, your leg, your thigh, your arm, and the different features. There's got to be a better way.
Look at this, a video to show you how
The
to
gunner
measure
is dead.
yourself
We're trying to cover
and
for
what to
him.
look for, things to consider,
We're immobilized. The
how to
engine is
measure your
smoking.
body. I go through the actual measurement specs of the chair, how to find you so you actually find a chair that fits you.
This is an amazing, information-dense video.
There's the 3 chairs, and then I go through all the numbers so that way you can compare them. Because there's several things to look for, when you're trying to find a comfy chair, because just looking at pictures just doesn't do it.
If you're going to spend $250 to buy a chair, spend 17 minutes and watch Rogue's video. It is linked in the video description below. And I would argue that might very well be the best chair comparison video on YouTube. Because you blew it out of the park, my love.
I did actually. Dom's Vibranian said that he watched that video and it helped him get a chair. So thanks, Dom. Appreciate that, mate.
He said, it is by far the best chair I have sat in a long time.
So you use that guide to measure yourself, find this chair, compare it to win-win.
Do you know another good sales pitch for these chairs? We sat in these chairs for 7 hours on Black Friday, and our brains got tired before our butts got sore. And we sat in them a further 6 hours on Cyber Monday.
Yep.
And again, brain.
Well, it was the same last year with the 8 hours that we did.
But people did.
I can't watch it this. Oh my gosh. So yeah.
$250 free shipping.
Yep. And the extra large chair is less than $350. So if you're a little cuddly and need an extra
What's the
large
weight
chair,
limit of that extra large chair?
550 pounds.
500. It's rated for 550
That's a big person.
pounds. We've had a couple of cuddly Discord members.
Well, also tall.
Who have bought them.
We've got like some 7 foot, like 6'7", 6'8", tall, like tall people. So they're not necessarily cuddly. They're just big because they're tall.
This is true. And
Big thank you to US City Keys. Save 20% off your game codes and program keys, which are authentic, using the discount code TD20. Great place to buy your Windows and also your Office 2019 from.
I just have to wait for the pages to come
Yes,
up. I wasn't quite prepared.
Man, you're slack.
Tech was slack. Why don't you tell everybody how long we've been working with URCD Keys?
We've been working with them for 3.5 years, 4 years next year in March.
March 2018.
So if you're needing Windows keys, if you're needing Office, if you're needing games, just go and search their site and see, make sure.
They've got 2019 Professional Plus, 2016 Professional Plus, Windows 10 Home, Windows 10 Pro, and if we hit add to cart, and go to our shopping cart, you know what we need one of each of these. We'll go to checkout.
Type in TD20.
And we'll type in TD20, hit apply,
Yep.
and that $18.53 becomes $13.90.
Less than $14.
And $48.48 for a Windows for Office 2019 Professional Plus key.
So just
not
a-
a subscription.
Just over $60, you can get Windows and Office.
That's good.
It's a good deal.
Why doesn't everybody do it?
I don't know.
Actually, a lot of our viewers have done it.
They have, and they're very happy.
And we've had a lot of viewers buy multiple codes where they've built one machine, then they built another, or they built one for their brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, mom, dad, whatever.
Grandma, grandpa.
And they buy code for there, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, it's. Be sure to use our link in the video description below.
Correct.
There are a lot of fake websites out there and a lot of copycat websites.
So using the link and the code TD20.
Last but certainly not least, since we had that big long speech on crypto.
Big thank you to Crypto.com, the world's fastest growing crypto app. Join 10 million plus users buying and selling 200 plus cryptocurrencies at true cost. Spend with the Crypto.com Visa card and get up to 8% back. And there's actually a sign up bonus there's a link, and you can get $25 as a sign up bonus.
We have made more than $5 on this since we started, have we not?
Yes.
Whee!
Buy crypto at true cost.
And now's a good time to buy because it's down at the moment.
That's true.
Crypto's on sale. Because this was at $69,000 like a month ago.
No, Johnny, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to buy it from Newegg.
Ouch, that hurts.
Oh, Johnny.
That's crazy. Look at all this. The only card you need to draw up to 8% back with no annual fees, top up with fiat or crypto. It is a sleek metal card, and you haven't gotten yours in the mail yet,
have
but you
not.
did request yours because you have your own Crypto.com account.
Dude.
And
Da-na-na-na.
woo!
Buy the dip, buy the dip.
CRO, which you need in order to stake to earn interest and get one of these, was recently higher, but all of crypto was on sale at the moment. If you saw the rise and you were like, oh man, I missed out, it's dipped. Buy the dip. And I don't mean the cheese dip, I mean the crypto dip. CRO actually hit over 90 cents a token about a month ago, and it is currently, if you had to guess, what do you think it is right now, my love?
Zero?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
58 cents.
58 cents?
So 58 cents versus 90 something cents.
Yeah. It's
Well-
a bit sad.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you have money to put into it, better now than a month ago, because you
Yeah.
get more tokens
That's true.
and you earn interest in kind. So for example, Rogue put, that's okay because the number of tokens you get per week doesn't change.
That's true.
I just got my weekly token disbursement, and it's the same number of tokens I got last week, and the same number of tokens I got the week before. She's at the $4,000 level, so she earns 10% per year on her investment. I'm at the $40,000 level, and I earn 12% per year. Does your bank pay you 12% per year? I don't think so.
Your crypto card gets getting you just the grocery store. What?
Your grocery store is broken.
Yeah, you need to take the manager for a walk.
Here's the thing. This pays 5% back in tokens. It's a debit card. There's no bills, there's no interest, there's no muss, there's no fuss. I am currently earning 14% on my USDC tokens with Crypto.com. 14% annual interest is insane. And at that $40,000 level, they will let you invest up to $1 billion in crypto, earning up to 14.5% on it. Sweet.
Yes.
Let's keep our savings in the bank earning cash. No? Well, if you don't listen to me, they should listen to Jason Bourne. Because Jason Bourne wouldn't let you down, would he?
No?
Fortune favors the brave. I was brave in January of this year when I made a 180 return and switched from crypto is dumb, crypto is awesome. Yeah, the Visa cards, the NFTs, crypto pay. There is a wallet where you get full control of your private keys. So they are your keys, and it is yours. They've got their own chain. They've got full exchange for people outside of the United States, and then up to 14.5%. And it's interesting because I want to make a distinction here. This is the sponsored. Oh, $25. If you use our link in the video description below, it'll go to this page. I keep forgetting to mention it from Silver. Type in Tech Deals, sign up, and when you get your first Visa card, you will get $25 in crypto. We get a reward. It supports the channel, and you get to start making real money as opposed to letting JP Morgan Chase and Bank of America make all the money. We actually have a couple of news stories regarding Crypto.com. Now, let me separate out the news from the sponsored bit because they do sponsor us. However, we were Crypto.com users before they sponsored us. They reached out to sponsor us in June, and they sponsored us over on Bite Size Tech. We've been users since March, which doesn't sound like a long time, but in the world of crypto, that is a long
That is
time.
a long time.
So, they're not the only crypto sponsorship I've been offered. They're the only ones we accepted because I don't want to work with dodgy companies.
Nope.
What's really frightening is there are companies out there willing to pay influencers a frightening amount of money to pump coins and projects. There is dodgy stuff out there that you have to be aware of. Crypto.com is a legitimate company. And speaking of spending money to be legitimate, they are promoting their brand, and you don't want to spend money to promote your brand if you're going to destroy your brand by being a short-term nonsense.
You don't pay $28 million for the rights to the Staples Center if you're going to muck it up.
How much?
How much? They spend a lot of money.
They spent $700 million. They spent nearly $1 billion.
I knew it was a lot of money. LA's iconic Staples Center to be renamed as Crypto.com Arena. That's what I was saying.
Sweetie,
How much did they spend?
they spent $700 million.
Over the span of 20 years.
Yes. But it's still a contract.
It's still a lot of money. 20 years? So crypto's not going anywhere if they're spending $700 million over the span of 20 years and crypto's not going anywhere. For those of you who don't want to do crypto,
They're
Okay.
sponsoring Formula One. They're sponsoring mixed martial arts. They're sponsoring Staples Center.
crazy amount of money.
They're sponsoring the water project around the world that Matt Damon's involved, which is why he agreed to be their spokesperson.
Let's get this show on the road.
Don't spend that much money to make a plan to grow your name. So that's $700 million.
Outside of sports, the platform recently started a $100 million global advertising campaign featuring Matt. So $100 million just for Matt.
FTX Trading Limited replaced the American Airlines Group as the sponsor for
Miami Heat.
Miami Heat.
Oh wow, California Oakland, the Bears.
All this year, we've been seeing people saying, "Oh, crypto's a flash in the pan. It's going to crash. It's going to go away." Maybe. I don't know. Does this feel like 2018?
Oh no, it got serious all of a sudden.
The names and people involved is different this time.
Yes, it kind of felt like play money last time.
Have you ever really read The Motley Fool?
No. This crypto token could be 3 days away from passing Shiba.
Motley Fool is a financial advisory place. They have free articles and pay articles. In fact, if you look up here, you see free article. But they have a premium investing service as well. I thought this was interesting because CRO is down from a month ago, but it still is doing remarkably well considering where it was even 6 months ago. I don't want to go through all this in great detail because we'll be here all night, but yeah, UFC and F1. Mobile payment. The thing is, the CRO token is the token used to secure all of the payment activity in the background. It's what runs their exchange and what it basically acts like the DeFi token to the DEX exchange. It acts as the same as the BNB token does on Binance Exchange. That's what that token does.
Yeah.
So it actually has a utility.
Yeah.
And so for mobile payments apps, which with Crypto.com Pay, you can then use that to pay for stuff and get credit back
Correct.
using the network. Basically, they're trying to replace the Federal Reserve Bank.
Yep.
Good luck with that, but that's what they're trying to do.
Donald says stadium naming was all the rage during the dot-com bubble. Not a great selling point for stability. Who in their right mind is going to spend $700 million over 20 years if they're going to screw it up? And it's not going to be stable. It's going to be bonkers. I don't agree with that.
Enemy is hit.
He does have a fair point. During the dot-com bubble,
Yeah,
there was,
and there
however,
were a lot of dodgy companies.
while there were dodgy companies during the dot-com bubble, did dot-coms go away?
Penetrate their armor.
Did the internet go away?
No.
Pets.com went away.
Critical hit.
Webvan went away. Amazon didn't. eBay didn't. PayPal didn't.
Basically cleansed the way for the stable ones.
Not all the current crypto will survive. There are a crap ton of garbage crypto programs and crypto coins, and you know what? 90%, which is the number I pulled out of my butt, 90% of current crypto projects will all go to zero. Which 90%?
Penetration.
It's a fair comparison in the sense that a lot of stuff will go away. There are over 10,000 crypto tokens.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's unreasonable. That's absurd. That has to be thin. There aren't even 10,000 stocks on the whole stock exchange. To put that by comparison, the New York and NASDAQ stock exchanges, how many do they have? How many stocks on the NYSE? There are 2,800 companies on the NYSE and 3,300 companies on the NASDAQ. So 2,800 plus 3,300. There are 6,100 stocks between the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. And there's over 10,000 crypto tokens. It's most of them are junk. If you want proof of that, almost half the entire crypto market is two tokens, Bitcoin and Ethereum. It goes down pretty fast after that.
It does.
But Donald, fair point. We certainly appreciate the thought and the feedback, so that's cool. Speaking of crypto,
Wisdom Tree amends Bitcoin ETF application naming US Bank as custodian. The US Bank launched crypto custody services for institutional investors in October as part of a partnership with New York Digital Investment Group.
so the idea is to bring out a Bitcoin exchange traded fund. Now we currently have Bitcoin futures funds, but we don't have a Bitcoin ETF itself. And they're trying. On December 2nd, the SEC rejected a proposal change from the Chicago Board of Exchange. That's what CBOE is, Chicago Board of Exchange. BZX Exchange to list and trade shares of Wisdom Tree's Bitcoin Trust. It's unclear if the recent amendment is aimed at resetting the clock on a new Bitcoin ETF application, given Wisdom Tree waited 265 days between its initial filing and the SEC rejection. Is still under review. With more than $76 billion in assets under management, Wisdom Tree has also launched 4 cryptocurrency indexes in the United States, etc., etc. In 2018, nobody was trying to launch anything on the stock exchanges.
No. And no one had, like, big money in it.
No, nobody was doing that back then. You want to read the super chats?
Yeah. Let's see. Ghost Shadow, thank you. Actually, yes. He says some areas' electric bill will increase more than the card earns. People in this area pay 3 times more for electric with a Vista. Well, you've got to do your due diligence. If it's not going to make sense, you don't do it. If it does, do it. I mean, it's not rocket science.
Even with 3 times the power rate that we're paying, it still makes a lot. But yeah, I mean, in theory, that one guy in Alaska who pays over $1 per kilowatt hour. I mean,
Which is-
okay,
which is-
yeah. Well, you live in nowhere.
Jose, thank you. He says, I'm just typing my 3060 Ti has mine 3 times as value since March. Bought it for $750. I really kicked my poor ass wallet. I couldn't afford a 3090 back then.
You, sir?
There you go. Well,
He made 22. I just want to say this for people who missed this. Jose spent $750 in March to buy a 3060 Ti. It has now made him $2,200 since then, and he still has the frickin' card. How many people did we say that to back in March? We posted videos back in March,
a lot of people.
and they didn't listen.
Some people did. Like people like Jose did.
Jose did. But you see it even now in chat. People
Yep.
upset.
Yep. Chuck and wobbly.
Next one.
Move out.
This goes from Brazil. Thank you. Said, love the show. Thank you. Bought in July a 2600X and an RTX 2060. Recently got a 3700X. The prices have finally dropped in this country for the RTX 3070. Should I buy it now or wait for the 4000s? Mainly use it for gaming, Ark, Warzone, Halo Cyberpunk, and other AAA games. I have all these.
A 3070 is a noticeable upgrade over a 2060. Cyberpunk on a 3070 is a nice compared to a 2060.
Well, a 20.
Compared to a 2060, that's a noticeable upgrade.
Problem with the 4000s is that you're probably going to need a bigger power supply,
And they won't be available either.
and they probably won't be available. So if you can get the 3070, you probably should just go ahead and buy it. And it's a-
Keep in
I don't
mind,
know what the
if you
availability-
sell your 2060 is currently worth more than you paid for it. If you bought a 2060 in 2019, it's probably worth double what you paid for it.
Yeah.
So the question is, how much is a 3070 in your country, and how much can you sell your 2060 for? That's your upgrade price. Food for thought.
Yep. And Marquis, thank you for the buck, mate. Appreciate that. Oh, we have to talk about this thing. The RTX 2060 12 gig supply to improve entering 2022. I mean,
Well, so do we have any now? Did you even notice that the 2060 12 gig launched?
yesterday wasn't it? Or the day before?
2 days ago.
Yeah. No.
How many of you noticed that the 2060 12 gig launched 2 days ago? I actually
Oh, there
completely
was
forgot.
a line around the building, wasn't there?
There was?
No, I'm being sarcastic.
I completely missed it. Totally. Wait, that was on Tuesday.
Tuesday? Taco Tuesday? Taco Tuesday and you get an RTX 2060? Did anyone even manage to get one? Did anyone line up?
That's when the tractor beams are being installed.
Oh,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's when the photon torpedoes are being installed.
Oh,
Tell me you watched Star Trek Generations and memorized all the lines.
no. I did watch
My
that.
audience knows what I mean by saying
Yes.
Tuesday.
Okay.
He's like, don't tell me. Tuesday. And the captain goes, you left space dock without a tractor beam?
Dukedom says there was a 2060 12 gig on a South African retailer for 640-ish.
Why? That's not even worth the tension. That's just silly.
Obi-Wan says he can't find them anywhere. He searched 2060 12 gig on Amazon, eBay, and can't find one. More likely to get tacos than Big Merc said he noticed it, but there's no stock anywhere. Well, who the hell bought them? Dan Vera, thank you. 12 gig performance is similar to the 6 gig. Not surprising because they have the same memory bus, whereas the 2060 Super has a 256 bit.
Well, yeah, it just has 12 gigs of VRAM. It's just something to buy, and of course it was supposed to be cheaper, but let's not rehash that subject.
We've lost the track.
No review used either. Remember? So it's the stealth GPU.
It runs exactly the same as the existing 2060s. It's the same thing. Didn't change a thing. So does it even deserve to be news? I put up a poll.
All right.
Did you notice it launched on Tuesday? 33% of you, 31% of you said yes, I was on top of that.
30%.
I missed it. Sold it.
Noticed
We're
it,
done
missed
for.
it.
Everyone get out.
Like it. And we even said they wouldn't be available.
Yeah.
I think we said that. I know we said that.
If no one can get one, why hype it? There was a review of one out of Japan.
One out of Japan.
Sorry,
How's Intel going to bring its GPUs? It's Iris Xe.
Oh, Intel's kind of struggling. I mean, we all know Intel's practically out of business. They don't make any money. They've been down. How many people in the past 2 years have been telling us Intel is dead?
A lot.
Well, poor Pat had to reach out. He wrote an opinion piece on CNN asking for government support. There is something. Intel is an $80 billion a year business that makes $20 billion in profit. That's billion with a B. This is a company that makes more than $1 billion a month in profit after expenses.
You can't write an opinion piece. You have to pay them, Pat. Write it. Intel CEO writes an opinion piece on CNN asking for government support. Not content with his speech at Fortune Brainstorm Tech Conference, Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger has started an opinion piece on CNN where he's telling the US government it must pass the CHIPS for America Act. It's quite bold for a CEO of any company to make such demands, least not for one that's been less than a year in the position. The CHIPS Act involves a US $52 billion earmarked for the chip makers who are willing to produce chips on US soil. Although, as we already know, Gelsinger wants the bulk of that to go to US companies. To try and win over the House, his opinion piece on CNN is trying to win over the hearts and minds of the US senators by pitching all the positive things that will happen if Intel gets more money than its competitors. Pat, if you don't pay him, they ain't gonna do jack squat, mate. No words are gonna do anything.
So, Intel CEO wants $52 billion of taxpayer money
Oh, okay then, we'll get right on that.
for a company that makes $20 billion a year in profit. Kind of disgusting. I mean, I'm excited about Alder Lake. I'm excited about Raptor Lake. But is it just me? Or is that kind of... You know what? There are 6 kids standing in line at the ice cream truck. And the kid who is front in line gets a triple-decker ice cream cone. And then he goes,